think things are good?
Well, they're moving on up. I think they're moving on up. The way that the quilts are made has changed because now, with quilt making, we're using, technology has changed the way that we are making quilts.
Would you tell people how you make it?
Okay. I have evolved as an artist myself. Initially, when I first started making quilts, beyond that disastrous patchwork quilt, and I discovered I couldn't make patchwork, and since I'm an engineer, when the angles don't meet, I get up crazy, okay? So I decided long ago I couldn't make the patchwork quilt, so I made applique quilts. And my first quilts were all handmade. In fact, you have one of my best quilts, the family quilt. It's hand, reverse stitched applique and hand quilted.
All right.
So that was, I started off hand quilting the quilts with reverse applique, and then I evolved to painting the quilts black on whole cloth white fabric. And still it's intense. It's really, I find it intense anyway. So now the works are drawn in a drawing program, software program. Yes, these current quilts. Yeah, drawn on software, and then an electronic file made, an EPS file, and then the file is then sent out to a textile mill, and then they are printed. And once I get them back, they're quilted. Not by hand, but by machine. And any quilter in here knows we never get enough fabric and we never get enough sewing machines. I've been through every brand. And so that's the way they're made now. And I believe in using technology. If the technology is going to make things better, I find no reason to hand quilt anymore when I can quilt on the sewing machine.
Hearing this?
Okay, that's me. That's my preference. Okay, because the quilt that you have took over a year and a half to make. So I can't spend a year and a half making a quilt when I have all these ideas for quilts, okay? I could never finish a fraction of what I have in my mind if I'm hand quilting. So it is not the method of delivery, it's the graphics that are important. It's what people are going to see. So
how long does it take to make, let's say, any one of these?
Well, what takes long now, you see the quilting is intense.
Yes, absolutely.
So now the quilting itself takes a long time. It takes weeks.
Weeks is a long time?
But it takes weeks, yeah. Because normally on a sewing machine, if you have a small quilt, if you quilt like I quilt, I'm intense, okay? Once I start something, I want to see the finished product like right away. So, you could finish quilting a small wall quilt in a day or so. It depends on how much you're into it. But these take maybe 3 weeks.
Boy, that's amazing.
But you see there's a lot of quilting on.
Yes.
It's intense. They don't have to be that intense, but that's my choice.
Because you're intense.
Yeah.
Well, they are fantastic and so original. I mean, anybody who knows your work can identify it immediately from just one look. You don't have to look long. This is Carolyn Mazloomi. Fantastic work.
I like black and white.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
And you do it so beautifully.
Thank you.
The black and white. But your colors are gorgeous too now. Because we have several of your quilts. You gave us a lot of quilts. And She gave us several quilts, and we exhibit them when we have our auction every year at ACA Galleries. Dorian here? Hi, Dorian. And this year, we have a plan, Grace suggested, that we have a show of your work at the time that we have the auction.
Yeah.
But then we don't want to sell the work because we don't want anybody to take it away from us. Right?
We'll just show it.
Yeah, we're not, you know what I mean? We don't want that work to go because we can't replace it. So maybe, I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say.
But we'll have a showing of that work, but it will not be for auction or for sale. No, because we can't.
But we have a fabulous print of the quilt behind Carolyn that we'll have
These
available.
for sale? These that are up now?
Not really. I'm getting ready to do a show in Helsinki, Finland. So the next series of quilts will go to
But if you were going to
Helsinki.
sell one, how much?
But the quilts can sell anywhere from 15,000 to 35,000. It depends on the size and the complexity of the work. So
Do you do several?
yes.
Are they?
That's
How
decent.
many of
That
them?
is so decent, I can't tell you.
The series ends when I have nothing more to say about the topic. So it could be several,
Right.
and each one of these is a different topic. I have grandchildren now, so I have a series of works dealing with grandmothers and children. Another series dealing with spirituality and music. And then another one, Made in America, about just what it says, Made in America. I'm from the South, and the maids back in the 50s and 60s were the backbone of the black family, and so much depended, the economics of the black family depended on those maids. So I celebrate them in my work. So I don't know how many in the series, but at least 5 of each topic.
No, but I mean of each work. Are there several of the
Oh
same
no,
work?
I just
Are they
do
unique works?
one.
You just
of-
do that?
yes. One.
And each
do
one
you
is
work in
unique.
other
That's what I
mediums?
meant.
Yeah, each one is
Do
unique.
you work in like other mediums where there's
Well, I will have prints
graphics?
now, the silk screens,
Oh,
yeah.
you do silk screen.
I don't do them.
Right, you don't
I'm
do
a silk
them.
screen artist, but I will have some.
You'll have somebody else make a silk screen of
Yeah.
your work.